So when I first visited the tree, it was about 10 years ago, I think, and I'd heard a lot of people saying you've got to go and see this tree. It's a really special place. It's sort of quite magnificent, and with the historic value, it's a really good place to photograph, and I had a lot of requests for it, people who find it a special place to visit. And I can remember being a bit sort of surprised at having to get there and climb over the hills and the walls and things, but once I got there, I can remember it was a really impressive sight, and I did a lovely sunset there that night. So it's one of those locations that has never disappointed from the first time that I visited.
The tree was planted probably by the first great historian of the wall, John Clayton, who lived and worked in the 19th century. So he planted the tree probably around 1870 or sometime like that. To me, Clayton was a man who reinvented Hadrian's Wall, and the tree's part of his legacy.
It is. From a young age, I sort of had this connection to the Tree of Life. So when I found Sycamore Gap, it was sort of like, oh wow, this place is sort of similar to that. And it's what sort of I based my logo on for my business. So it's been my favourite place to photograph for a long time now. So it holds a lot of special memories for me.
It's featured in quite a lot of film media. It's in just about every photograph ever taken of Hadrian's Wall by professional photographers. It's adorned thousands of calendars and posters. Why did it caught the public's attention? The media has quite a lot to do with that. The fact that it became a symbol of the wall in so many media formats, and of course everybody who walked the wall has had to walk past it. So it came to be regarded as much a part of the wall as the forts themselves. And I suppose it's, from an artistic point of view, the tree was beautifully framed in the gap. It's a perfect image. And really, I think the tree, for many people, is Hadrian's Wall. Well, as far as we know, one dark and stormy night in September 2023, somebody came with a very large chainsaw and cut it down. So in an hour, it went from being one of the most prominent landmarks in the wall to being a tree stump. It was an act of desecration, I would say.
Found out about the tree being chopped down on social media. At first I thought that's got to be a hoax. There's no way that's sort of real. And then all of a sudden it came out on the BBC and it was, oh wow, it really is real. And I was so upset. I was really crying about it, which is sort of sounds a bit over the top to other people, but for somebody who it's such a special place to, it really felt like I was sort of mourning the tree. Somebody's just been so cruel because it's such a special place to so many people. I was shocked and thought, I can't think of a legitimate reason why somebody would want to do that and go to the effort, because it wouldn't have been easy to do that. As we all know, it's a bit of a walk from any of the roads or anything, so it will have taken a bit of planning, I believe. So it just seems mindless, and it's just such a shame. The reaction to the public did surprise me to a degree. I mean, I knew it was a special place to a lot of people, but I didn't think it would go so global. I had so many sort of messages, emails from around the world, from America, Canada, Australia, all over the place, people sort of sharing their grief, asking for photographs, asking for my memories, things like that. And it was really quite phenomenal the way everybody came together over grief over this tree. The area now, the sort of landscape and the views around the wall where the tree was, have totally changed. It looks empty to me when I see it now. It's totally changed the whole feeling, and I think as well, just how it looks, it also has a sort of somber sort of mood around it when you go. There's quite an atmosphere, I feel, when you go now, and it's just changed it, and it looks so strange without the tree there. I'm really optimistic that the tree is going to regrow again. I think if we can get a natural tree growing back there from the stump in the gap, it will be great. And for future generations, for them to be able to see that will be great. So yeah, it's looking positive, and it will be good to have something back in the gap in the future.
Was this more than just chopping down a tree? Yes, of course it was. If somebody had gone and chopped down a random tree somewhere, well, it certainly would have made the world press. Because this tree is where it was, what it was, and what it symbolised, it became part of the nation's cultural inheritance, indeed part of the world. That's the whole thing about Hadrian's Wall. It's a World Heritage Site. It's not just my tree or your tree or the Northumbrian tree, it's everybody's tree. And I think everybody felt equally offended by it. So bizarrely, it kind of draws together a common human cultural inheritance.